Front row MMA here at FCC 7 with Pure MMA's Alex Bristow. Alex, you got a win. It was by DQ, not the way you wanted it. Can you sum up the fight up until that point?
Yeah, the plan was to wear him out in round one, get him up against the cage. I felt I was going to be strong. He's a strong boy, but I felt that coming down from heavyweight, I'd have the edge in the strength game. And the plan was to wear him out round one, round two, take him down, go to work from there.
We had seen you fight as heavyweight before, and to see you down here, I mean, you look absolutely amazing at 205. Is this way we can expect you to stay?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I made some pretty drastic lifestyle changes. I spoke to a nutritionist who, gave me a really good diet, something that I can work to. I'm a pretty fussy eater, but he's really made it work for me. And 93 is the place for me. I'm walking around at like 96, 97. It's not a big cut for me, and I feel 10 times quicker than I was at heavyweight.
The experience of fighting those guys like the James Mahans, like the guys who are like 260, 250 pounds, what has that brought to your fight game as a light heavy?
It's made me realise that, although we still believe in the gym that top is king, I've got to work on every aspect of my game, and being a little bit leaner, it helps me to move better on the ground, it helps me in the later rounds and push the pace on people.
Let's talk about the knee that ended the fight. There was some clinch work. You had 3 points down. Yeah. Is this just an MMA accident, or are you under the impression that perhaps your opponent might have been taking the mick?
Oh, of course not. No, I mean, at the end of the day, we're amateur fighters. We still go to work on Monday. Well, those of us have a job to. No, I don't think it was intentional. There's a lot of testosterone and adrenaline and everything else running through your veins. I could hear his corner calling for the knee. So, I've got nothing against him. I don't think it was deliberate at all.
I hate to ask this just a few minutes after the fight, but is this an opponent you would relish a rematch with, like to have the fight play out the way it should, or are you happy just to move on?
It's a good question. It's something I have to think about, really. I think he probably wants to do it again. It doesn't feel like a win to me. So, if we can get it on down the line at some point, work it into our schedules, then we'll see what we can do.
The knee aside, let's say this fight had gone the way that you had expected it to, and let's say, the hand raised with the win. What's next for Alex Bristow? Are we gonna see you again this year, or are you looking to take some time, train, and wait and see?
I'm gonna have 2 weeks off now. I was supposed to fight at the end of June. My opponent weighed in and then decided he had to work the day after, so the fight fell through. So I'd trained 8 weeks solidly for that, and then I just kept up the intensity between end of June, we're now in the start of September. So physically I feel absolutely fine, but mentally I'm drained, and I need a couple of weeks out of the gym.
I appreciate you coming to talk to us, especially after the fight. Didn't go the way you didn't get the win the way you'd want to, but we appreciate your time. Before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank or anybody you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, Pure MMA Canuck, they do all my MMA, all the guys there, the guys that are calling me tonight, thanks very much to them. Fighting Fit City Gym in Birmingham. 12 months ago, I couldn't box for shit, and white collar boxing gym in Birmingham's taken me under their wing. Neil Perkins, Paul Goff over there, they've done absolute wonders with me. Keith Sheen, Machine Fitness, he's the guy that's got me down from 113 kilos to 93. The guy's an absolute maniac, but he's absolutely brilliant. And Paul Martin, Restore Sports Massage, best in the business at what he does. Puts me back together on a monthly basis. Absolutely fantastic. And finally, my girlfriend Helen, she puts up with a lot of shit. She puts up with my moods. Before last week, I hadn't had a fight since November. I had people pull out on me. I got to fight. Guy didn't turn up on the day. She's put up with a lot of this. So, thanks to her as well.
Alex, it's a pleasure to watch you fight. Commiserations that you didn't get the fight that you would hope for, and we look forward to seeing you fight again. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. Thank you.